Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Soheila. And today, me and my colleague, Dr. Ochoa, are hosting this webinar. Dr. Ochoa will be walking you through the importance of emulsion viscosity and how our new viscometer, the microVISC Pro, provides fast, accurate, small volume measurements, which is ideal for both R&D and quality control. I will be taking all questions at the end of this session, so please feel free to note them as we go. So let's get started.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. Today, you're joined by myself, Christian Ochoa, and my colleague, Soheila Shabani. And today, we're going to be showing you how you can use the microVISC Pro to measure the viscosity of your emulsions. So today, we have a very interesting emulsion. It's a sunscreen product. And my colleague here, Soheila, is going to show you how to load the sample, how to measure it, and we're going to be talking about what this instrument can show you in terms of the data quality, and then extra data analysis you can do as well with or other Clarity RealSense analysis software. So let's proceed by loading the sample. So we have the pipette for the microVISC Pro that we supply. And then we're going to go ahead and take the pipette and our sample in an Eppendorf tube. And then load the sample from there. Great, so that's our sample in the pipette, loaded and ready to go. So now we're going to gently use a lint-free wipe to remove any excess sample from the outside. Now that we loaded the sample, we're going to go ahead and measure the viscosity. So we're going to introduce the pipette into the instrument. We can see that we're connecting it to the chip. So this is a C10 chip, which is great for these high viscosity emulsion samples. So now we're going to go ahead and close the chip cover here. And we're going to be using an automatic measurement mode for these measurements. So we go ahead and tap on that. Here it's asking us to enter how many segments or repeats or measurements that you want. So let's go ahead and input, or it looks like we've already about that many measurements is good. And then for temperature, we're going to leave it at room temperature for these measurements. And then on the bottom left, you can see the chip information if you're interested in those details. For example, it shows the max particle size, the shear rate and viscosity range, and other information that you may be interested in knowing. So now we go ahead and start the measurements. We're going to go ahead and select the sample name we have there, and then we can start. So now at this point, the pusher block is moving to detect the pipette. So it has a sensor at the end that detects when it's touched with the pipette plunger. So now that it detected it, it's going to start the priming process. So it's pushing the sample until the sample is introduced into the channel, and then it pushes a bit more to gauge the sample. So it's gauging it to determine what shear rate it's going to select for this sample. So that's how this automatic measurement mode works. It selects the shear rate for you based on the sample that that you entered. So this priming feature consists of 3 steps. So right now it's running, just finished running the second step, and then it's going to do 1 more after this. So now it's running that final step, and if we go back on this window, we can see the real-time data being shown there on the right. So your viscosity, percent full scale, so we want to be between 5 to 95%, and other parameters you may be interested in. So now it's already running the second segment at the selected shear rate. We can see the viscosity versus time on the left looks very good, very flat, very steady state. Again, you can see the real-time data for that sample. And then here, if we select the viscosity tab on top, we can see the pore pressure sensors versus time. We can see the linear pressure drop that's characteristic of this microfluidic geometry. And it's very linear, showing very good quality data. So here we can see the data is very good, the viscosity versus time is excellent. And again, we can see here the nice linear pressure drop for the data. So here we have viscosity is around 55 centipoint, and it's measuring at around the shear rate of, if we go to the previous one, shear rate is about 1500 inverse seconds. And we can see that R squared there reported on the right, it's very good. So it's ideally anything up above 0.99, 995 is excellent. So it's already been run a few segments, so it's very fast. You get your data very quickly. Consistent at around 55 at this shear rate. So now it's finished running all the measurements. We can see the pusher block is going back to home position, so that you're ready to insert your next sample. So a nice thing about the microVISC Pro is that after you finish running this sample, if you have another similar sample, you can run it right after this one. And this allows you to do continual measurements without cleaning in between. At the end of the day, after you run all of these samples, then you can run a cleaning, with a solvent that's compatible with your sample. So now after the pusher block goes back to home position, we're going to look at the data table that shows all the results we got. So let's go ahead and select that part. And here we can see the table of all the data you just took. So it's showing you the viscosity, temperature, shear rates, even the stress, the R squared, which is a gauge of the quality of your data. So here it's very good quality data. And you can see the percent full scale. You also have access to the graphs that you saw earlier. So you can even tap on those icons and it'll show you all of that data. So all this data is accessible to you. You can export it to your USB you can export the CSV, the PDF document, or there's another file type that you can export. This is a database file type, and this allows you to import your data to the RioSense Clarity software. So this software is a data analysis software that allows you to filter your data and perform a wide range of data analysis for your sample. So that's how we obtain the results, measure your samples, and check the data. There's also another option for fixed rate. So in this case, you can select the shear rate. You have control of the shear rate or flow rate that you want. So you input the flow rate. The rest is the same as automatic mode. You enter the number of segments, the temperature if you wish, and then you hit start and it measures your sample at that specific theory that you entered. So another icon that you can see here is the cleaning icon. So this is what you will use to clean your sample at the end of the day after you finish running all your similar samples. So what you do here is we're going to load your cleaning solvents, and then we're going to tap on that icon to show how you can quickly clean your sample. So for cleaning this emulsion, the sunscreen, we're going to use this full strength aglet sample, and we're going to load it into another pipette. So here, Sahila is showing the loading for the sample. So it's very quick. Remove any excess from the outside. And now we're going to remove the previous pipette, introduce this cleaning solvent, and then we're going to go to that cleaning icon. And here you have multiple cleaning modes for your sample. So you have a mode for low, medium, or high viscosity samples. There's also a quick cleaning mode on the bottom left. And another option is for enzyme cleaning. So that's more if you have protein samples where you're using an enzymatic cleaning solution. So we're going to use the quick cleaning option, no temperature control, and then we're going to hit start. We're going to enter the name of the cleaning solution. And as you saw, you can use temperature control as well. So if you want to clean at elevated temperatures, that's another option for you. So now again, the pusher block is going to go ahead and detect the pipette. After it does that, it's going to push all of the sample until the entire pipette is empty. So here you can see in the window and the screen, it's showing you the progress of their cleaning. So 0 to 100%. So these cleaning steps are unique because the way this mode cleans is that it has multiple cycles of cleaning. So it pushes the sample, it soaks for a predetermined amount of time, and then it pushes again. And this is specified based on the cleaning protocols or with the custom mode cleaning protocol. So we can see the sample is being pushed and it's being directed into the waste container on the left. So as you're measuring all the samples and you're pushing, or as you're cleaning, as you're doing now, all of that sample is being directed into the waste container. It's also showing you real-time data of viscosity and other parameters that you may be interested in looking at while you're cleaning. And you even have access to the real-time graphs that we saw earlier for the measurements. However, this data here is not stored as it was when you were measuring the sample. It's only for real-time viewing. So it looks like it's almost done cleaning. It's at about 95%. And it looks like it's done. So now the pressure block is moving back to home position. And you finish the cleaning cycle. So now we remove the pipettes, and then your instrument is ready to measure more samples today, tomorrow, next time you want to measure with it. If at this point, if there's any questions you have, we would be very happy to take them. We're very excited to show the instruments, and we'd like to be able to engage with you and see what questions you have.
Okay, thank you to Christian for this great demo on microVISC Pro. So now it's time to take your questions. So if you have any question, please feel free to note them and I will take your question. Okay, here is one question. Is it possible to detect non-Newtonian behavior with microVISC Pro? Absolutely, yes. Actually, we can do shear rate sweep with microVISC Pro. We offer different types of the chip, A chip, B chip, C chip, and E chip. You may know that each chip is designed for a specific range of viscosity and shear rate. So depending on your application, you can choose one of these chip types, or maybe in some more like high-level applications, you may need two chips to probe your sample and measure viscosity, for example, over a wide range of shear rate. But yes, we can detect non-Newtonian behavior with microVISC Pro. We actually have an application note on the viscosity of sunscreen. And in that application note, we show that we can measure viscosity at different shear rates, and that actually shows the shear thinning behavior of sunscreen. So yeah, you can access to that application note if you are interested in this topic. So another question here is that what's the difference between old microVISC and microVISC Pro? That's a good question. So both instruments can handle high viscosity, so a wide range of viscosity, from very low viscosity to high viscosity, something like, I don't know, 600,000 or even more. We were able to measure 1 million centipoise sample with microVISC Pro. Also, they both can handle the same shear rate range. Actually, microVISC Pro can probe a slightly higher shear rate range, which might be useful for non-Newtonian fluids or for high shear applications. One of the main difference between old microVISC and the new microVISC or microVISC Pro is the temperature control system. So here in microVISC Pro, we have Peltier temperature control, which is like built in the instrument, but actually that can ramp from 15 degrees C to 60 Celsius, say in like 10 minutes. So it's very fast temperature control, very precise compared to old microVISC, which I would say that the temperature control might not be that much robust. And also another difference is the user interface. As you see here in microVISC Pro, we have a touchscreen LCD for walk-up operation. So you do not necessarily need a computer, which is like more user-friendly. Also, we have like advanced cleaning mode on microVISC Pro. As Dr. Ochoa showed you, we have different like cleaning level for low, high viscosity samples. These are pre-programmed, so you do not need to create any protocol. You just need to select that protocol and the instrument will take care of everything. microVISC Pro has 21 CFR Part 11 compliance, which is very relevant for regulated industries. So yeah, these are the main differences between these two instruments. That I think make microVISC Pro more ideal for like R&D and quality control viscosity measurements. So there is another question. Is it necessary to clean the chip between the samples? Okay, this one is also very good. This is a very good question. If your sample, if you have like compatible samples, I mean, if you have different concentrations of one sample, then you can do continual measurements without cleaning the chip in between. For example, we can do intrinsic viscosity measurements with microVISC Pro, and for intrinsic viscosity, we have a series of concentration which are in dilute regime. So those are not very high concentration samples. But what we do for intrinsic viscosity is that we start from very low viscosity sample, and we measure viscosity from very low viscosity sample to high viscosity sample. And in between, we do not clean the chip. And still we can get very high quality data. So that means as long as your samples are compatible, you do not need to clean the chip in between, and you can run your sample after sample, and that which saves a lot of time. But I would recommend to clean the chip at the end of the day and like prepare it for the next day measurements. So that would be a good practice. But during the day, if you run compatible samples, no, there is no need to clean the chip in between. So I see another question. Is there slides? I can only see the microVISC Pro picture. So actually this webinar was like a demo type webinar. So we walk you through the viscosity measurements of sunscreen, which is in category of emulsion. But if you are interested in more like PowerPoint style webinar, we also have webinar on microVISC Pro with slides. So if you are interested, you can reach out to us, and we can provide you with the link to those webinars. In those webinars, actually those webinars are a combination of demo and like PowerPoint style webinar. So we have like a few slides at the beginning to introduce the product, to talk about the specifications, and then we start demonstrating the instrument. So yeah, for sure we have those webinars. If you are interested, just reach out to us and we can provide you with the link. So I think I don't see any other questions, but I will give 1-2 more minutes to, if you have any questions, then I can answer those. Also everyone who signed up for this webinar will receive an email in upcoming days and with the link to this webinar. So you will receive a link and you have access to this webinar as well. Okay, so I do not see any other questions. So I'm going to end up this webinar now. Thank you for joining us, and we will look forward to seeing you in our future webinars. Thank you so much.